Welcome to Echo No More, the podcast for women ready to break free from the patterns of narcissistic abuse and reclaim their voice. I'm Dr. James, a coach and a survivor here to guide you from self-doubt to self-worth, one conversation at a time. Whether you're just beginning your healing journey or are ready to step fully into your power, you'll find tools, stories, and encouragement right here. Let's get started. Welcome back to Echo No More. I'm Dr. Carolina James, and today we're talking about one of the smallest words in the English language and one of the hardest words for survivors to say. No. 2 letters, 1 syllable, and for many of us, a lifetime of discomfort. Let me ask you something. Do you ever find yourself writing paragraphs to explain why you can't do something? Maybe someone asks you for your time, your energy, your help, your emotional labor, and instead of simply saying no, you find yourself constructing an entire defense case. I can't because I'm sorry, but maybe another time. I wish I could. I feel terrible. If that's you, you're not alone, because many survivors saying no, for us, it just doesn't feel comfortable. It feels dangerous. At some point in our lives, we learned that no came with consequences. Maybe it led to anger. Maybe it led to punishment. Maybe it led to guilt. Maybe it led to withdrawal of love or affection. So we adapted. We learned to soften our no, explain our no, apologize for our no, and eventually we stopped believing that no was enough on its own. But today, I want to challenge that belief, because no is a complete sentence, not really linguistically speaking, and reclaiming that word can change your life. So let's talk about why this is so difficult. In healthy relationships, no is information. It's not an attack, it's not rejection, it's simply information. But in controlling relationships, no is often treated as a threat, a challenge, a problem, something to be overcome. Many survivors learned that saying no resulted in arguments, guilt trips, silent treatment, accusations, or punishment. So, we developed a strategy. We explained, we justified, we defended, we negotiated. Because we hoped that if we gave enough reasons, people would accept our boundary. But here's the problem. The moment you can explain your no, many people hear an invitation to negotiate. If you say you're tired, they will tell you to push through. If you say you're busy, they'll suggest another time. If you say you have other priorities, they'll try to convince you that theirs should come first. Before you know it, your boundary has become a debate. And that's exhausting. I know, because I lived this. For years, I thought being accommodating made me a good person. I thought being available made me valuable. I thought saying yes made me lovable. Looking back now, I can see how much energy I spent managing other people's reactions. I didn't just say no. I rehearsed it. I edited it. I softened it. I worried about it. I lost sleep over it. And honestly, some of the biggest growth in my own healing came when I realized that I wasn't responsible for managing everyone else's disappointment. One of the biggest lessons I've learned over the past years happened during a season where my life felt like it was changing all at once. I was navigating legal issues, parenting, building a business, losing a job I thought I would have for years, rebuilding my future, and suddenly, I simply didn't have the capacity to keep saying yes to everything. I didn't have the energy to explain every decision. I didn't have the emotional bandwidth to manage everyone's reactions, and something surprising happened. The more comfortable I became saying no, the more peaceful I got. Not because everyone liked it, trust me, they didn't, but because I stopped abandoning myself. And that's what so many survivors do. We abandon ourselves to avoid disappointing other people. We betray our own needs to avoid conflict. We sacrifice our peace to maintain relationships. And eventually, we wonder why we are exhausted. Let's talk about something nobody tells you now. People's reaction to your no often tells you more about them than it does about you. Healthy people might be disappointed, but they respect your answer. Unhealthy people often see boundaries as obstacles. They push, question, challenge, manipulate, negotiate, and while that can be uncomfortable, it can also be incredibly revealing. Your no acts like a filter. It helps you see who respects your autonomy and who only likes you when you're easy to access. That was a hard lesson for me because I wanted everybody to understand. I wanted everyone to agree. I wanted everyone to approve. But healing taught me something important. Boundaries are not agreements. They are decisions. You don't need consensus to have a boundary. You only need your own conviction. Now, let's talk about the power of a simple no. Imagine someone asks something of you and you respond, "No, thank you." Then silence. No explanation, no apology, no story, just no. For many survivors, that silence feels unbearable. Your nervous system starts screaming, "Explain yourself, make them understand, don't upset them, fix this." But if you can stay in that silence for a few moments, something powerful happens. You start teaching your nervous system that a disagreement is survivable. You start teaching yourself that your needs matter. You start learning that you don't have to earn the right to have boundaries. The silence after no is where a lot of healing happens, because that's where you're breaking an old pattern. Now, let's make this practical. If saying no feels impossible, start small. Say no to something low stakes, social invitation, an extra task, a request that you genuinely don't want to do. Practice simple responses. "No, thank you. That won't work for me. I'm not available." Notice that none of those require an explanation. Then pay attention to what comes up afterward. You might feel guilty, anxious, selfish, uncomfortable. That's normal. Those feelings don't mean you've done something wrong. They simply mean you're doing something new. And growth often feels uncomfortable before it feels empowering. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with this. I used to think that if I said no, people would leave. Some did, and honestly, that taught me something very valuable. The people who only value you when you say yes are not valuing the real you. They are valuing your compliance. The people who truly care about you may not always love your boundaries, but they will respect them. And that's a huge difference. So, this week, I want you to practice one simple no. No explanation, no paragraph, no defense, just no. Then sit with the discomfort. Breathe through it. Notice what happens. Because every time you honor your own boundary, you're sending yourself a powerful message. My needs matter too. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Echo No More. Until next time, remember this. No is not rude. No is not selfish. No is not rejection. No is self-respect spoken out loud. Thank you for joining me today on Echo No More. If this episode resonated with you, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who might need to hear it. For free resources and coaching opportunities, visit www.echonomorecoaching.org. And always remember, your voice matters, and the echo ends here.